Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. American Idol winner Jamal Roberts keeps an unexpected job after winning. Fans did not expect to see this from him. However, just because he won one of television's largest competition series doesn't mean he'll abandon his roots. Jamal has been busier than ever after winning the season. Keep reading to learn more about the problem. Jamal Roberts was fighting for the title of American Idol champion. He made it all the way to the finale, alongside Jon Foster and Brianna Nix. However, America fell for him and his voice. This resulted in his receiving the most votes and winning the show. Fans could tell Jon Foster was aware of the outcome early on. However, he was thrilled for Jamal and eager to see what the future held for him. Jon is also busy. Being the runner-up does not mean you have lost completely. Fans adore Jamal and are eager to see what he will accomplish next in his career. He recently released a single titled Heal. Jamal appears to have returned to the school where he works to spend time with his children. He understands that he will not be able to be there full-time as he once was. However, he intends to continue assisting and visiting as much as possible. His life had just become a lot busier than it had ever been. However, he is grateful for what he is experiencing. What are your thoughts about this? Are you surprised that he went back to his job? Comment below. We'd love to hear your comments on this. When Jamal Roberts stood under the bright lights of the American Idol stage, hearing Ryan Seacrest call his name as the season 23 winner, time seemed to pause. The crowd erupted into cheers, the confetti rained down, and millions of viewers watched as Jamal, stunned and humbled, clutched the microphone and gave a final, tearful performance. But even in that moment of soaring triumph, part of his heart was back home in Meridian, Mississippi, at the small elementary school where he worked as a physical education teacher. To the outside world, this was the start of a brand new life, one destined for stardom and packed stadium tours. But for Jamal, it was also a continuation of the life he had built with dedication, community, and love, one he wasn't ready to leave behind completely. Fans expected the usual post-idol trajectory: talk show appearances, interviews with record labels, studio sessions in Los Angeles or Nashville, and the inevitable whirlwind of press. Jamal certainly delivered on that front. His debut single, Heal, dropped within days of the finale and soared to the top of the iTunes charts. The music video, filmed in a series of urban and rural locations symbolizing both his struggle and his heritage, was met with emotional praise from fans and critics alike. Yet the most unexpected headline came just a week later, when a local Mississippi news station ran a segment featuring Jamal, back in gym clothes, holding a whistle, and leading a group of third graders through a game of dodgeball. "Mr. Roberts is back," one child exclaimed in the footage, his grin stretching ear to ear. The clip quickly went viral. Fans were stunned, delighted, and overwhelmingly supportive. "He's keeping it real," read one comment. "This man just won American Idol and came right back to teach PE. That's the kind of role model kids need." It's not that Jamal hadn't considered stepping away. In fact, in the days leading up to the finale, he'd been advised by numerous mentors and producers to prepare himself emotionally for the industry's fast pace. Offers were coming in left and right: tour slots, brand partnerships, even a proposed reality series following his rise to fame. But amidst all that noise, Jamal felt the pull of something more grounded. "I couldn't just walk away," he said in a candid interview on a local radio station. "Those kids mean the world to me. My coworkers? My principal? That school gave me structure when I was figuring myself out. They believed in me before America did." For those who had followed Jamal's idol journey closely, this move wasn't completely out of character. From the first audition, where he performed an original song about resilience, to the finale show-stopping rendition of Bridge Over Troubled Water, Jamal's authenticity was always front and center. He often spoke about the importance of mentorship and how teaching physical education had been more than a job, it was a mission. Some of those kids don't have a stable home life, he had said during Hollywood Week. I try to give them a safe place for an hour a day. That matters. Still, balancing two vastly different worlds, celebrity and community servant, was bound to be a challenge. Within days of his return home, Jamal was juggling morning workouts with early press calls, followed by school visits and afternoon interviews with radio stations. His calendar was packed from 5 a.m. to midnight. He relied on a growing support team to help him manage schedules and bookings, but he insisted on personally responding to many of the messages from students, parents, and fans. He hasn't changed at all, said Mrs. Henderson, a fellow teacher at the school. If anything, he's even more generous now. The school itself has become something of a landmark since his win. Parents began driving in from neighboring towns just to take photos outside the gymnasium. A local artist painted a mural of Jamal on one of the exterior walls, depicting him mid-song, microphone in hand, with children gathered at his feet. The principal, Mr. Lee, who had been a fierce advocate for Jamal throughout his time on Idol, praised him in a school assembly, calling his win a victory for the whole town. Despite the accolades, Jamal was quick to clarify that he couldn't return to teaching full-time. It breaks my heart, but I just can't be in the gym every day anymore, he admitted. Music is calling me now, in a big way. Instead, he proposed a hybrid model. He'd visit the school regularly, mentor new PE instructors, and hold after-school music workshops for interested students. We're working on building a creative space, like a mini studio, he revealed. So these kids can have access to instruments, sound equipment, things they wouldn't normally get. Meanwhile, the music career continued to thrive. Hill received a national performance slot on Good Morning America, and Jamal was invited to perform at the upcoming CMA Fest, despite not being a traditional country artist. There's something about his voice, one producer noted. It's got that gospel richness, but with mainstream appeal. Labels began approaching him with album deals, and while Jamal was cautious, he was also hopeful. I want to make music that actually helps people, he explained. Not just to entertain, but to encourage. That's why I called the first single Heal. I wanted to speak to people who feel broken. This philosophy of healing and grounding extended to his personal life as well. Jamal had been candid about past struggles, losing his father at a young age, being raised by a single mother, battling depression during college. He credits his job at the school with keeping him focused during tough times. There were mornings I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had kids counting on me, he confessed. That responsibility saved me. Now, with his life moving at a breakneck pace, he tries to carve out moments of solitude. His faith remains central. He attends church regularly and credits his pastor with helping him stay spiritually grounded through the chaos. He's also maintained close friendships with his fellow Idol finalists. John Foster, the runner-up, was one of the first to congratulate him backstage after the win. There was no bitterness, Jamal said. John is one of the most talented people I've ever met, and I know he's going to soar. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.